Well, hey, I know it's been a while. Haven't put up a video in a long time, and I'm sorry. It's just the season we're in right now. It's so busy. Into school stuff. Every kiddo is doing a sport or something, club of some sort. So we've got practices and games and competitions and then, you know, just all the other normal stuff on top of that. Plus, I'm getting ready for the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference. And I'm planning on having somewhere around 500 bars of soap. I offer about 12 or 13 different, good grief, different scents. So I'm working very hard on that. I'm trying to get in making soap every other day. So I do about 36 bars. Is that right? Yeah, about 36 bars every other day. And so I'm a little behind right now. I've had a few days where my neurofatigue is a lot worse than others. And I've just not been able to do much more than function and the bare minimum. And that's not a pity party. That's just the way things are for me. And hey, I am very blessed to have only neurofatigue versus what it could have been. So, anyway, that's just catching you up on a little bit of what we're doing on a daily basis. I'm walking up here to show you all the meat chickens. They are now outside. Oh, by the way, this is really funny. You see all these daffodils? So this is our garlic. And I don't know when Jason did it. So, at some point, he thought he was planting more garlic. And instead, planted me some lovely daffodils. Aren't they cute? He's like, I don't know what I was thinking. So anyway, that was funny, but it turned out to be pretty. So sometimes mistakes are good. For me, anyway. Alright, so I'm just taking you out through here, our field. This is where we've got all our old blackberry canes. We've got a lot of them. This hill is pretty much useless unless you plant something like this on it. Right through here, so. Oh, look. Looky, looky. See, look at that. Hopefully we don't have any more frosts. It's very likely here in East Tennessee in April. Those are some of our fruit trees. I'm not sure which one that is because the tag isn't there. So these meat chickens, I have found out, they're very lazy. I guess because I kind of read that might be the case. They are just so big so fast that all they do is eat and lay around. So this is our rabbit tractor. We made this for our grow out rabbits, so that they could get some fresh grass. There's wood slats on the bottom so that nothing can dig in or out. And it keeps them protected back here, keeps them dry, and we can pull it. So we use it for the baby chicks too. I'll open it up here. It's very, very heavy. Hang on. Alright, there they are. They are messy. We need to pull this. This has been sitting in this spot for a couple of days. But look at them. They are huge. They eat, and drink. So they really don't eat too much of the grass. Oh my gosh, that's so heavy. They do a little bit. It would probably be better if we didn't have the wood slats in the bottom for these chickens, so that they could kind of peck around and scratch and that kind of thing. But the slats, we may take some of them out, but the slats serve a pretty good purpose in that they, if something were to try to get in there, they can't get really in through the bottom. And the other night, Jason was back over there burning a bunch of brushwood cleaned out a fence row, and he heard something, and he had a headlamp on, and he turned around and looked down this way, and he saw two eyeballs looking back at him, and turns out it was a little red fox over here checking out the little meat birds. But he was not able to get in. He knew that would be too much work, so he kept going. And so far we've never had anything get in the coop, the barn, in that area, except for a little skunk. He gets in and he goes out. He just looks for scraps. So these guys will be ready to harvest like the first part of June, I think. I haven't weighed them in a while, I'm sorry. I was going to try to keep up with that every week. I just, didn't do it. So anyway, that's where they are. We're gonna, the reason we put them here is so that we can use the manure, the chicken poop, to kind of help out the blackberries. So we're gonna drag it all the way down this row and then back. And of course, as it rains and things like that, all that will just go into the soil and help fertilize the blackberries. So, of course, we still have our big old wood chip pile right here. We haven't been able to get much wood chips lately because of how wet the ground is. We had a new company down the street chopping trees, and we told them to dump it here, and they didn't quite understand where we told them to go, and they got too close to the creek bed down there and got stuck. So we had to call our neighbor to come down with his John Deere tractor and pull him out. But the wood chips were really nice. Let's see. Our bees, we brought them back out from underneath the house, and they've been doing great. They've got brood, they've got pollen, honey. They're making their own honey now. They're active. And then, so we brought them back out, and then like a week later it got really cold again. And we were so worried we lost them. And I think we have lost some, but they're still thriving. The queen is still there. One's getting ready to come out. So we're so excited about that. We're very happy that they survived. And so I think putting them under the house was definitely a great thing. And I know I never really showed you exactly what we did there. But basically they were in the crawl space, and we made them a vented tube to come out of the hive, and they would crawl up the tube and out a little tiny hole that was protected and outside. So that kept them about 60 degrees all winter. Alright. I'm trying to make this quick so I can upload it without too much problem. Look at my elderberry bush. That's the little tiny plant I had last year. It's going to be amazing. So everything is starting to pop out. We've planted some bulbs. Let's see, what did we plant? Dahlias. Planted some dahlias here. And we did some canna lilies here. I had these before, not this particular color, but I love how canna lilies get real tall and make kind of like a little fence, they're real nice and thick, and they just get bigger and bigger. And so I thought that would look really pretty here on the edge of the flower garden area. And so Jason's got some greens coming up. I'm not sure exactly. I think maybe this is spinach. Spinach here. Down that row. He's been working so hard up here. He's back on swing shifts, which are 12-hour day shifts to night shifts. Day shifts to night shifts. So, he just has to do it when he can. Let me show you where our sugar snap peas are coming up. We're going to have to get the trellis up very, very, very soon, because they are coming up really well. Here. 2 nice rows all the way down, looking good. And then So I'll put my zinnias here again, and then I'm going to do another row on the other side of the aisle on that side, because they're just so good. Of course, my neighbor is mowing. This rain too. Why are you not? Okay. Anyway, I thought we would just add more zinnias, because they do bloom all summer and late fall. And so we're going to put another row over here where you kind of see those weeds. That's the only part where we have weeds. So Jason is going to put a lot more wood chips down right there. Kind of like he's done right here. You can see they've just really composted into the ground, and we've just had to keep adding. Let's see. He's going to put... okay. There's our blueberry bushes down there. Oh, that. You can see that's where he burned all the brush on the fence line there. The lady up behind us was wanting to do that, and we told her we would go ahead and do it for her. So we got that done. Let's see, we planted potatoes. They're like over here. Potatoes are in. And then Jason got our strawberry bed that was, all this was just covered in strawberries. He did a really good job of thinning them out as best we could and making rows so that we can, you know, walk between them and pick berries and things like that. So that's kind of all I have to show you there in the garden. We're gonna put our loofah plants in. I'm just gonna do a couple of them because I did way too many last year and it just got massive. So I'm gonna do a couple of them here on the pergola thingy, you know. Got lots and lots of new flowers to start. Really pretty stuff, really pretty colors, new zinnia colors. So I'll be showing you that. I'm excited. I can't wait to start the flowers. That's my thing, chickens and flowers. Jason takes care of the food and he does a really good job. It's obvious. But this garden is so big. He's kind of, this is just what makes him happy. He loves to garden, and we appreciate all the work he does in the garden for us. And I wish I could help him more, but him and the kids do a pretty good job of getting it done. So, you know, do what you can. Don't take on too much. You know, if I didn't have Jason fascinated about gardening, we wouldn't have much of a garden. I'd have maybe a couple container gardens because I physically can't do a whole lot. And so, you know, when you think about doing stuff, you see other people doing things, and you, oh, I want to do that, I want to do that. You got to think about what you can handle and what your spouse can handle. And when you have some bad days, you know, is that going to be okay to not be out in the garden working or with your livestock or whatever? So think about that, because I couldn't get 80% of what we get done around here if it weren't for Jason. So think about that before you get on too much stuff. He's just a crazy garden guy. He loves it. And I'm very grateful. Alright, well, it is prom night for my oldest girl, and she's coming home here in just a minute, and I gotta help her get ready, and we're gonna go downtown and take pictures and stuff like that. My boy Weston has baseball practice tonight. Jalen has soccer practice in the morning early, and Jason's working his 12-hour shift. So I am busy, and I'm going to try to get this uploaded for you guys, and appreciate y'all hanging on and being patient with me in between all these busy times, and we will talk to y'all next time.